Yeah. Okay. All right. Eagles Web on the way. Let's see. Yeah, we in here a little bit. My angle's always, the camera's always like the angle's always something different or something. Whatever. I don't know. The light is kind of low. That's all right. It don't matter. Y'all know roughly what I look like. Y'all don't get to see the whole handsomeness of me, but you get to see enough. That's it. That's only for the girls anyway. Yeah, crazy ass. Talking about girls. Girls is out their mind, Gil. I don't know how y'all deal with the young girls. Y'all made it to where I got to deal with them. I don't know what's up, man. I don't know, but you're growing up too, though. So I don't know. You might not have to deal with them, but sometimes you got to deal with them, man. They on the whole, they on a new level. Yeah, but I got your question there. Anyway, salute out to Gil. Gil said salute to Eagles. Well, he said, what's the topic, man? That's what the topic is, man. The topic is the uses. The uses. People who use boxing. And then because we still on that. We still on that. Yeah, we still on that. But we're on another level. And we always have been on another level, and we always gonna be on another level, regardless of what people think. That's because you slow, and it's time for you to catch up. That's all that is to it, you know. We had a new guy in. I don't know, because you guys don't go through and check the comments and stuff. But some guy, I don't know, man. You guys might, if you go in there, just check out people sometimes when people come in, and then they just. So some guy named Blade came in. He just said loved it, but he, nothing rude or nothing like that. But I just be wondering who these people are. I think some of them just come through, and if that was you, if you're in here or if you come back in here or something like that, just feel free to come down and have a chat with Gil, have a chat with, Don Dollar. Those are those are my number one guys. Those are my guys there. So. My top three. So you guys have a chat with the top three, and when you come in here or something like that, that's probably will save you when you come in. Is you have a top, and I'm not saying that somebody else is not in my top, but I'm just saying those are the. Okay, hello, it is what it is. My top three: Don Dollar, Gil Coles, and sometimes E Wood, but E Wood don't make it as much. Michael Johnson Boxing Talk makes it more than he does. So. Who's the other? Who would be three? Gil Surflame. Yeah. So anyway, you guys choose whoever you want to. Anybody I just named, you guys choose them, and you guys have a conversation with them, and and before you when you come down, it's better to have a conversation with them than to just come in. Oh, what's up? What's going on? What you talking about? Don't see. It's better to have a conversation with them than to just drop in out the sky from nowhere. Because they never seen you, and then you just drop in like that. It's like it's just not gonna work out. So that's what I'm saying. That's the best thing to do is come in and have a conversation with them before we get going. And or sometimes because 89 come in, he at least 89 is here. I see him right now. He come in, he say salute, but 89 comes in. I don't know how long. I think he takes off because I be talking to him sometime. He be out. I'm out. Oh, okay. He said he's a troll, but he just came by. He was nice. I'm saying he just went to the comments. So when you guys go in, anyway, salute to 89 TV. When you guys come in, 89, if you guys ever go back to visit the channel, I mean the live, just check them trolls that come through. It'll be like one or two of them every once in a while to come by, and I don't want nothing to be no setup. You know what I mean? Because when somebody leaves two words like that, it seems like it could either be a good thing, nice, or it could be like they trying to set me up, soften me up, like, oh yeah, this guy comes through, and make it seem like, oh yeah, I've been messing with you. I leave comments, and then the next thing I know is a troll. Because 89 TV said those guys are troll. He said they messed up my homeboy's channel. He said 100. He said I'm talking about those dudes that be leaving those loved comments. Yeah. I'll just delete it. You know what I mean? But as long as he don't do nothing else, if he don't do nothing else, he's gonna be okay. This even like my title that's for grown people is uses or uses. What's the difference between uses and uses? What's the difference? Is it spelled the same? Is it spelled the same? Are some things some of the words in English spelled the same, but they're not pronounced the same? It depends on what precedes them. Just like live. Isn't live spelled the same way as live? So uses and uses. There are many uses for boxing. There are some people who use boxing. Boxing has its users, so it has more usage. So we could say uses or whatever, but usually usage is with the AGE. But to use, so the problem is the problem that we're having all over the country and all over the so-called world, the setup that we're going through, and I'm not, my topic is boxing. So therefore there should be no misunderstandings because I'm talking about boxing. So hopefully I don't get slammed because for some reason they love to jump on Eagles way of boxing quick. They can't wait. They're like, what? And so I went back over some things. We'll talk about a few things, you know what I mean? But I went back over a few things, and this is what you guys are probably you're gonna understand this. And I don't know if you guys ever even went. And I was just talking about Michael Johnson. There he is, right there. So if I'm saying the people that come in, I said when you guys come in, you guys don't know nobody in here. I said come down here. I said talk to Michael Johnson Boxing Talk, because I said well, Sir Flame them they don't come in. I said if anything to save your neck, talk to one of them. At least start a conversation with them. Or something like that. But don't just come in and just start running your mouth, because that's the best way to get in. I got a lot of my web watchers they're kind of fed up. And so what they're doing is they're saying that they're not going to wait for me to even, thin the neck out. They just going to jump on you. So I'm just letting you know ahead. I'm giving you the heads up. So when you come through, just come through the right way. Just come through. Just have a conversation with them at first, Don't come in saying my name and stuff like that, because that's already a red flag right there. It's a red flag. Because these people come see me all the time. Gil hardly, I can't really recall Gil even using my name or Michael Johnson boxing talking more. They just come in, they say Eagles whip. Or he come in like, wait a minute, like, let me see what he got. Well, anyway, salute out to Michael Johnson boxing talking more. He came in, he said, yo. Okay, he said, by the way, how you doing? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing a little bit better, man. It's slowly getting better. I'm starting to get feeling back in my foot. It's still tingly and shit. It still hurt like hell. It's still hard as hell to go to sleep. No matter what I do, no matter what I take. So sometimes I take that little PM. I've taken it like twice. That's all. I've taken it 2 times because I really don't like mess with it. I'd rather just roll back and forth in pain. But yeah, slowly. I had another one. Remember I told you how that mountain goes? How it drops down and then you level off for a long time, then you drop down again. So I had another major drop. It wasn't like huge, but it was enough to say, okay, well now I can sit better. Like right now I can sit down and I can talk to y'all. Now I can sit. Then I ain't got to worry about it. I can stand up. And so then when I go walk, I can actually walk. I'm not like, you know what I mean? Because my upper's good. Like, all up in here. I'm good up in here. But it's just the leg. It has nothing. Like here, I can still do all this the upper body movement. So I can get in the ring because my upper body movement is good. But they'll notice my leg. Like, oh, that leg seemed like it, But my back leg is good. Yeah. But it's just that that limp that I got, still, and these people, man, I'm getting sick of these people. You go to these stores, man, I'm getting sick of them in there. Anywhere I go, man, and you're not considered without the mask. See, I go off mask. Look, man, I just got off of this thing. I'm not trying to rush into a store with a mask on. I said, them shits is hot. So I don't know if y'all have to ride, ride those masks or rock those masks wherever you're at, but we do. And them shits is hot. I'm sorry, they hot. I got a big ass nose, man. I ain't got no. I don't have a Caucasian type of nose. My nostrils and nose is huge, man. For me, my nose is big as some people's fists, man. Get out of here. And I'm trying to muzzle myself up and breathe all that hot ass air. Breathe my own hot ass air back in, and you complain as soon as you see me. Don't complain. You already have the mask on. You're protected. So this is what I said. So in other words, your mask protect you from you, but it don't protect you from nobody else. It wouldn't make no sense to have it on. Your mask only filters one way. It don't filter the air that's going in. That's what you got it on for. So don't worry about. I mean, if everybody don't have a mask on, and you got one, why you worried about it? That's what your protection is. That's what you're believing. But anyway, salute out to Michael Johnson Boxing talking more. He talking about, yo, by the way, how I'm doing. That's 89. Then Michael Johnson Boxing talking more. He said, what it do, folk? Of course. What it do, man? It's going to do what it always do, man. It's doing the best things that we do, man. 89. Okay, y'all talking out to each other. Yeah, I'm going to get there, man. We working, man. You know, I'm trying. Believe me, man, it's like, I got people in my family keep bothering me. You know, hey, don't be doing nothing. You know what I mean? Because they know that I'm halfway insane. They know I'll go out and jump off of something and make that shit go away. And that's the worst thing to do, man. But that runs in my bloodline that we always have done shit like that because we have never been. I don't like to. I talk about this, but people get mad. I stop talking about that. But that's the kind of people we are, man. We're not used to. It's like, damn. Okay, if somebody, say for instance. Okay, you've never felt like a sharp stabbing pain or something like that. Like in your arm. And all of a sudden you feel a sharp stabbing pain. All your life you never felt this. All of a sudden it's like, or no kind of pain ever in your life. And you feel, all of a sudden you feel a sharp stabbing pain in your arm. What do you want to do more than anything? You want that pain to go away. So in your mind, if you've never felt it, you're severe. You're like, man, this shit got to go. I'll take the arm off or something. And see, that's how we are. We're like, a lot of our people is like that. It's like, when we get something, we're not used to getting shit. And it's like, nah, man, I'll make the shit go away. And that's the worst thing we can do is try to make it go away by doing something that's so severe. You know, like if I jump off of this fence, then that ought to make my leg feel better. That'll trigger whatever happened. It sounds the opposite of, it doesn't sound intelligent, but that's just like, that's how we feel. Like, I mean, because there's nothing. If nothing's relaxing it, then get rid of it. Just, hey, overuse it to make it work. You know what I mean? Go out there and do some shit you can't do, and that's what'll mess you up. You can't do that. So everybody keeps, yo, I know you, cause you ain't the sit down type. You gonna go out there and do some wild shit. I said, no, I'm trying my best, and guess what? I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I did just about started doing something a little bit wild, but I calmed myself down though. Because I was at the effort, you know, because when you get to the effort, then you just do anything. I was at the effort. I was like, effort. And so I overdid something. I ain't going to tell you. I overdid something that I shouldn't have done. But I said, you know, effort. Shit. You want to hurt? I'm going to show you some pain. But I was already in tearful pain, so. But yeah, brother, I'm going to get there, man. I'm going to get back with y'all, brother. I'm going to get back up there, man. Eagle going to come back, man. I know they're expecting months, but I'm not expecting months. I'm expecting, you know, like a month and a half at the most, man. I'm not expecting like 3-4 months. I'll go crazy 3 or 4 months, man. Because it's already that time, and we can't even hit the beach, huh, Gil? Gil talking about sundresses and stuff. We can't even hit the beach, but Gil want to go out there and look at them sundresses going up. That Eagles wear. We said all you need is some compression socks. Hey, Gil, compression socks don't go all the way up to your ass, brother. That's where the pain started, man. It starts there, but then it skips a little bit and then goes down, but then it makes my foot numb too, brother. So that even that compression shit ain't gonna work. Oh, there you go. I know what you mean. Yeah, he said you're not even supposed to touch or reuse that damn mask. Yeah, the mask. But you're crying. Why are you even crying to somebody? Why are you even pulling your mask off to talk to me? Or why are you saying somebody inconsiderate? Because you know when you say that I'm inconsiderate, I'm gonna come right back and say what I'm gonna say. The shit that I said, which is I say it's inconsiderate. That I said, so it was considerate when they came over and stole all my people's land, and they're using all our land. That's what I said. So that's considerate. That was considerate. I said that was considered. Oh, you gonna go there? I said, yeah, because you're going on the subject that you want to go on, so I'm going on the subject that I want to go on. See, that's the whole thing. When you meet a stranger and you start a subject, when he didn't invite you to start a subject, then he can start a subject that you didn't invite him to start. And that's what dumbass people don't understand. And some of that stuff is part of top right there. I see y'all over there crying and stuff. So we're gonna visit back. We're gonna go back and forth and visit back a little bit. And since this is a surprise, I'm gonna just see because I got boxing people in here supposedly. So there was a time. Let me start y'all off. So there was a time. So the smoke, right? Everybody knows that that JJ got the nickname of the smoke. But when he was now, this is a good question for you right here. And so remember this if you get the answer. I'm not gonna give you the answer if you don't know it. I'm not gonna get it. But if you know initials or something like that, then it's good. So his skill set needed a little bit of refinement. And that was as far as like his head movement and blocking and just he was because he was a lot faster than what people thought he was, staying out the way of punches. So he actually, it's a 2-part question. He actually got knocked out. Hearsay that he did actually get knocked out early before he really got his career blooming. And the guy who actually knocked him out, this was in Texas. They ended up in jail, both of them. The guy that knocked him out wasn't as fast as he was, but he had real good defensive skills. And he actually helped JJ out. So I just want to know if anybody knows his name. Yeah, and that's the trivia for you guys. So we do trivia warm up every once in a while. We're gonna throw a couple of things out there. I might talk about something, and then bam, there goes a little trivia warm up for you. Y'all go ahead and get that research in, and holler at your boy when you get that answer. Because if you get that answer, that is scholarship right there. Then I gave y'all something that's scholarship. Scholarship. So since we own this part of the train with the BS and stuff like that, and everybody keeps, you want to go back and forth. You want to compare the old and the new, or whatever. You want to call it old and you want to call it new. But the uses, that's why I talk about the uses now. And I'm going to jump right into this pretty heavy because I need to. So, and I'm not going to paraphrase and I'm not going to give an exact quote. But there was a heavyweight clown that thought he was a ladies' man. I'm see if y'all get this. So I'm talking in, so the way I'm talking is I'm actually like talking in trivia questions at the same time as I'm giving you the information. I'm going to tell you who it is, so don't worry about it. On this one, I'll tell you. That first one, I'm not going to tell you. But this one, I'll tell you if you guys don't know. So, this heavyweight clown, and this is all relevant, so you have to stay tuned to get the relevancy of it. So, this heavyweight clown, back in the day, was about to fight, and he was in Harlem. And this is not a paraphrase, this is not a quote, but this is just the gist of what he said. Is that he said that the sky is becoming darker. He said, I didn't know Harlem, more or less, I didn't know Harlem was like this, but the sky is becoming darker over here. And does anybody know what he meant by that? And then you see where this whole topic goes and where we're at today. And we're going to talk about that era a little bit more to say that we have talked about this before. And I'll tell you who it was if you guys don't know who it is. I'm still going to tell you who this was if you don't know who it was. Because you're going to be like, damn, I ain't never knew nothing like that. Yes. And we're going to go into this subject to bring it up to the 2020. To the 20. We got to go back and see where all this stuff comes from. Because before, see, now a lot of people, they talk about the gentleman, Jen Corbett's and stuff like that, right? The John L. Sullivans and stuff like that, right? So, and that was actually Max Baer that said that. That was Max Baer. And that's what I'm talking about. But not that helped out JJ, because you guys got to do the research on that one. I want y'all to have that information. But not for JJ. And this is off top. I don't have no notes, no nothing. I'm not reading off of nothing. And you guys know what I do. You're like, damn, he could be doing this shit. He don't even be reading off of nothing. But I'm not really good at dates all the time. But sometimes, like, I'll see the numbers go through my mouth. So I'm seeing 37 and 35. So that's the year. And the other one is, I think, like 1917, something like that. Because I'm seeing those numbers. Those are the numbers that I see right now in my head. So, and that was the first one. That was the early 1900s. That was the earliest 1900s. Because remember, because Jack Johnson was just getting started. Okay, so that was back then. But the second one, that was Max Baer. See? And so we go, right back to the gentleman, Jim Corbett and stuff like that. So, and you know that Jeffries he had a brother, right? You know he had a brother. So both of them got beat up. But anyway, so the John L. Sullivan would give compliments to, like, the brown skin and black fighters, the so-called brown skin and black fighters, but he would never fight them. So, and that takes away from what I talked about, right? That takes away, because that takes away from me saying that it wasn't about that, because it's not about, and I'm going to show you guys. We'll bring it from the beginning all the way up to now. I'm going to show you that was not the case. It was. Now, when I say it's not the case, this is what happens. Is there some people, I don't know if you heard of Public Enemy, right? And when I'm saying Public Enemy, I'm talking about the rap group Public Enemy. I'm not talking about the other one, not before that. Not pre-Public Enemy. And they had this, Flavor Flav would say something. He would say, "Don't believe the hype." And they had a song like, "Don't believe the hype." And so what happens is you have your hype believers, and you have these small communities of people. And these are not affluent people. These are not rich people for the most part. But what happens is they get their influences from the ones that are on the mic. The ones that's on the mic are the ones that's telling these people, this is what it is and this is how you do it. And so when I say the great white hype was never about the color, in some cases, so don't take me as 100%, but in some cases it was about you see what I mean? It was about the color, but it was about the color to only a group. And that was because if I want to divide you, I have certain people that I can divide you with color, and then I can divide by wealth. And only the smart people catch on to the wealth. It's like, this is our program, this is our plan. And so while you're the small man and you're falling in love or you're hating a certain group, guess what? It wasn't even about that in the first place. But they use that as an undertone to carry you with them. And your dumb ass goes along with it. Because back then, when you don't understand, is that Jack Johnson did not fight the so-called brown and colored people. He did not fight them for one reason. And everybody knows what that reason is. Money walks and bullshit, bullshit just talks. Bullshit, you just talking. But money can walk all over the place. If I said that right, if I didn't, I made it I took it and owned it myself, didn't I? Because the money is the one that does it, see? So if I could make all the money, and guess what? Because I'm getting a lot of poor asses in the seat, right? But guess what? The rich asses is in the seat. The rich asses ain't in the seat because of the color. Huh? The rich asses, when Sugar Ray, even when Sugar Ray Leonard and Sugar Ray Robinson, when they fought, and I used the two Sugar Rays, when they fought, the rich asses wasn't in the seat to see them lose. The rich asses was in the seat to see them win. The poor asses, the poor excuses, was did pay to get in there are going on a racial, what you call racial. You guys know I don't believe in racial stuff, but they are the ones that's going there on the racial agenda. See? Because if you show the camera, they like, oh, I love, they like this. Yeah, I love what you call it. You see what I mean? I love Sugar Ray. Oh, I love Muhammad Ali. Oh, I love the, see, they love him. Where you sitting there hating and getting mad. They love him for the fortune, and they love him for the fortune and fame aspect. And you're hating because of a color aspect. But remember, it's still all agenda. It's all, do you fit? Are you going to fit in? Which way are you going to fit in? And so you could fit in one way, you could fit in with, because I need you as part of my program, you see. And so back then, as part of the program was to have, and people got killed back then too. Okay, so believe that. When the Great White Hope got beat up, the people got killed behind that. Good, innocent people. Matter of fact, there were people that got killed back there. That some of them had nothing to do with it. I mean, none of them had anything to do with it. But because I think somebody got killed even because JJ. Somebody got killed because of him. Because they couldn't get to him. They couldn't find them. They killed another black man. And those are the ignorant ones. You see what I mean? But the ones that have that money didn't care nothing about that. All they was, their agenda was to get the money. See? A lot of people don't understand that. My agenda is to get the money. But then when they set him up, this is not really a Jack Johnson discussion per se, but it's to give out information. Okay, it's like, for instance, when they set him up on, and they came up with this thing called the Mann Act and stuff, you know, in which you couldn't, the terminology was all messed up in it in the first place because it was about transportation. In other words, you couldn't, like if you took a white woman over the, you know, she went with you somewhere, then they can get you for the Mann Act because they'll say, oh, you took her over here. This was explicitly for, you know, having sex with her, or you took her somewhere with you. Even if she volunteered. Now, how would they do that if she took a bus or something like that? But it was just like a whole setup. That's why he ended up getting pardoned and stuff. And that's what happens in this life that we live. But back to the Max Bear. See, the Max Bear said that everything, in other words, he's making a joke about it being so many black people in Harlem. See? And that was out of ignorance by him. That was just out of ignorance that he did that. But another thing, that they perpetuate these things because they print it. And they should never print it. I can't believe you said that in Harlem, man. You need your ass for it. See? And for the entertainment of the people and to keep the people on the racial divide, what they would do back in the day is they would make other races, like they would paint the lips and, okay, the lip area, I think like this whole part, this bottom part of your mouth, around the nose, like underneath the nose and around. They would paint that like pink or white. And then they would make your whole face black. And they would make you have like these donut side, like donut cut in half, glazed donut cut in half size lips. Stuff like that. Real skinny neck, long arms, big feet, stuff like that. Big old ass. This all kinds of stuff. And, you know, tie a little thing on top of your head, like with a little bowl. Just make you have real big eyes. Just make a real hideous looking thing. And then they would draw the other person looking more or less normal. Like the white man would look normal, but if you was a different color, they just cartoon your ass up. And have you looking like something you don't even know. You know, like half ape, half man. You know, that's how they would do. And so they push these things. And they always have. Because you're talking over 100 years ago. So if that was over 100 years ago and we still doing this stuff, we still having this conversation, then how does it happen? How is it happening today? It's happening today because of the same thing. Because of the media puts it out there. They put the hate out there. But it kind of flipped on them because this small community right next to me, they had a bunch of whites out there with the flag. They had their, you know, Black Lives Matter and all that. Wasn't nobody out. I see maybe one brown skin in there, but it's like 40 of them. You know, they did like the whole weekend. They just posted up, people honking horns and stuff like that. But that's not that's a agenda for who? Who agenda is that for? Is that for the whole masses? Is that for everybody to get sucked into? Or is somebody going to stand back and say, wait, hold up. I can breathe. And so since my dumb ass can breathe, I better take some breaths and find out what the agenda really is. What am I trying to follow? Is it brown or black or whatever lives matter? Or is it their lives matter at the point? Because people will argue, oh no, all lives matter, this and that. Well, we're not saying that because people will change the words and make it seem like it's not about black lives or brown lives. And it is about that. The discussion is about them right now. It's not about everybody right now. It's just, that's the discussion. Is that we want to take care of everybody's life. But right now we're going to concentrate on this a little bit more, just to clear the air. But do we even need to do that? Is it about the life that matters? You see where we go? We go to the life that matters. If somebody takes a gun and shoots somebody, and you say that guy's life matter, you're talking about the guy that the anger was towards, now he's no longer here. And you're talking about him. Let's not let this happen again. Wait a minute. How did that happen? So don't we need to go to the other side? We need to go back over to the other side of the fence. We need to stop talking about the lives that matter. And it should be discipline matters. Stuff like that. You know, like the discipline of these cops or whoever does these type of things. That's what matters. It matters when you escalate situations that you should de-escalate. Whether it be real or not real. But you should de-escalate it. Said, I had a great encounter with a cop. That's what people should be saying. People shouldn't be saying, fuck the police. They be like, oh man, police be looking out for you. I had a cop. But when it happens 1 out of 100,000 times, then it's just not a good look. It's not good. But how does boxing play a role in that? So, because now let's do the parallel. So the parallel of, and even, I think even Muhammad Ali said this, well, the parallel of, because I think he went to go see he did go see the Great White Hope, in which I had a family member that was actually the main actor in that play over in New York. So the Great White Hope. So the Great White Hope, which, okay, that was we already know that's what that's about. And so Ali went and talked to the main actor there about it and was saying that story is his life. You know, minus the white women. But the parallel. So the parallel there is what? Is the so-called equality. And so illegal things was done to Jack Johnson, right? There's illegal things done. The lawfully, this lawfully illegal. And the same thing with Muhammad Ali. Lawfully illegal things was done. Because nobody in the government should have any kind of jurisdiction over his belts. And the same thing with Jack Johnson. If other people wanted to have jurisdiction over the belts. And believe me, that was just that was a small percentage of people or entities that wanted to do that. Because that was on their own agenda, because that has something to do with money in the first place. And you guys should know that. You should know that. You should got to look at the other end of it. Because what is it in the first place? It's money, right? So in other words, somebody wasn't getting the money that they were that they wanted to get. And I'm sure that everybody's bright enough to know, if I'm not getting the money I'm supposed to get, then what's going to happen? I got to bitch about it. And that's what happened, is they start bitching because they wasn't getting that money. Okay. Because Ali first started what? When he was paying, a lot of his money was going to lawyers, right? He had a law group. Bunch of lawyers behind him, right? But he got paid X amount of money, right? He was getting 50% of what? The 50% of the purse, something like that. The money, plus $10,000 per fight. Somewhere around there. Now, I might have a quote just a little bit wrong, but think about it. Somebody sees that, what they want. They're not getting none of that money. And plus, they're really mad because he got lawyers on his team. You imagine having lawyers on your team like that? They can't. It's hard to infiltrate. It's hard to infiltrate when you got lawyers right there. You got the law right there with you. People didn't know the law. So they started hating Ali, but guess what? There was the handful, and it's not many. When I say handful, it's a few in each. The handful didn't like him because of the color. Some didn't like because of his religion. Some didn't like because of his mouth. Now, Jack Johnson, the parallel. Some didn't like because of the color. Some didn't like because of his mouth. They're both of them because of the mouth and color, right? And one of them liked he liked whoever he liked. If he liked a white woman, that's who he liked. Ali, because of three things, right? For both of them. You put the white women in the religion, and then you put the hate of the color of the skin, and then you put the hate for the mouthpiece. And why is it, so we're looking at boxing. So why is it that boxing, the uses of boxing, why are the boxers the one that stand up and speak? So today we have another fighter who stands up and says, till this day. And that's Deontay Wilder. And so guess what? Is the treatment of Deontay Wilder, is that falling in place with the treatment of Muhammad Ali and Jack Johnson? If anybody's in here that has any kinds of fingers, if you understand that, give me some kind of notification, give me some acknowledgement that you understood that parallel between Deontay Wilder, Muhammad Ali, and Jack Johnson. And see, I didn't mention anything about Joe Louis and them, because yes, he went through it, but when you conform, it's a different way though, Gil. And that's because I'd already read, I'd seen that all the way already. You didn't put AJ stood up. But, okay, the Brown Bomber stood up. But more or less he was a spokesperson. Ali didn't allow them to draft him and stuff like that. What did he say? He said he would rather face machine gun fire than to denounce the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam. Paraphrase. Right? Would AJ do the same thing? AJ's not saying till this day. Brown Bomber wasn't saying till this day. He joined the army and was more or less like propaganda in the army. Made sergeant like in no time. Just came in like, oh, he's sergeant. Back then if you could whoop somebody back then, you could be sergeant. But he came in, Sergeant Joe Louis. But he put on exhibitions and stuff. Him and Sugar Ray Robinson. No, they put on exhibitions and stuff during army time, right? So that made them privileged. But who is to tell if Muhammad Ali would have, at least would have fought and did exhibitions, if they would have allowed him to do that? Because I couldn't see somebody that when he's going through training, I can't see like somebody who's training him getting smart and telling him, oh, this is how you do this and that. They'll suffer a knockout. But if we look at it, how would that have changed? And I know AJ would standing up. But I'm talking about there's different ways to stand up. Are you standing up because you're a man standing up? F that. Till this day, you got T-shirts and everything else. Or are you just standing up on what they call on coonage? Because a lot of times people think that and they get that like it's coonage. And I'm not saying it's coonage, but a lot of people would think that a lot of the ways it's coonage. But why are the boxers the ones that stand up and the rest of the athletes just turn their jersey on backwards and are so quiet? Is it because there's more people's hands in the other sports and because they're team sports? Or what exactly is it? That the fighters always have to be the ones that stand up. In their form, they have to be the one that stands up. But let's get back to it. The whole thing is not, like I said, the great white hype and the great white hope is not that color like people think it is. Just like this agenda right now is not the color. It's not the Black Lives Matter. That's not what it is. It's a divide is what it is. It has nothing to do with the color. It's because you're going to take that for an example and you're going to divide yourself another way. Everybody wants to divide themselves. The great divide. And that's what it is. It's like a great divide. And it's working. It works on some people. If you're stupid, it's going to work on you. And I'm not discounting what AJ did because AJ stood up. I'm not going to discount it. But I'm just saying you have to look at the way that people stand up. because he's not really outspoken like that. Because even on talk shows, Ali would, he would express himself. Like he would tell stories about everything that he seen that was white. He said, why everything that's negative, is positive is white? He said, look at he asked his mom that. I think that's what he was saying. He asked his mom, well, what about the angels? Why are the angels white? He said, all the angels is white. And then he started talking about even your desserts, like food. He said, why is the angel food cake, why is that the white cake? And the devil's food cake, why is that the dark brown cake, the dark skin? You know what I mean? Everything was positive to him was white. But that was done not to separate black and white. That's an agenda. Think about it. That's an agenda. That's to get into your mind to think. That's not for everybody. That's for everybody to think that way. That's not for just one. That's not for black and white to look at one way. That's why they always say something is in black and white. Because if something's in black and white, you only got two things to look at. And then they start talking about shades of gray and stuff. Well, no. Stay away from black and white. Stay away from gray. Look at the color of things to see what it really is. And so I gave y'all one. So if y'all don't understand that it's going to be, it's going to be on trivia. If you guys couldn't come up with the answer to the Jack Johnson, right? I snuck that one in there. The smoke. So I snuck one in there on the smoke. You want to sneak another one in on the smoke? So one of the guards said that, paraphrase here, one of the guards said that Jack Johnson, and I brought this up to you guys before, I think, that he just really didn't like his mannerisms. And one of the mannerisms that he didn't like, this is a question. One of the mannerisms that they didn't like is that in the morning when they was doing their inspection, they did like 8 o'clock in the morning or something like that. They did did a little count and inspection and stuff like that. And they didn't like what Jack Johnson did. Can anybody tell me what did he do during the time where they did that morning, their morning check-in, check, the morning check? What did Jack Johnson do? So we'll see if you guys want to know. And I still think it's kind of weird, man, that he lost a wife on 9/11. That just still freaks me out. That still just freaks me out. Sorry. It just does. It's just like, wow. It's almost like a story, and I can get deeper into that part of it. I'm not going to, but I might talk to you though, Gary. We'll talk about it. Because I haven't talked to you that much. We go back and forth a little bit, but I'm gonna talk to you about a couple of things, man. When you got some time, if that's okay with you, I must ask for your permission, man. So if that's okay with you, then that's what it do. But I see my boy that was in my mouthpiece earlier is got himself up in here. And nobody can answer that Jack Johnson question. Good. That's trivia. Trivia 101 for your ass, man. But anyway, I was talking about Sir Flame. Look who came up in here. So I said, Sir Flame. So I said, if you guys want to say something to somebody before you talk to Eagle, because a lot of people, because my web, they ain't trying to feel you like that. And they might put hands on you. So have a nice conversation with them, get to know them first, and then holler at you. Then holler at your boy. Because if you don't, you might be neck out here. But anyway, salute to Sir Flame. He said, salute at Eagles Web. He said, salute to the chat. And as always, jab that like button. Oh, you know what? Oh, y'all neck. He said, don't get neck up in Eagles Web boxing. Keep that shit 100. Yeah. Okay, Gil said the champ got to check his schedule out. I'll hit your ass up even no matter what your schedule is. You already know that anyway. I don't care about your schedule. I'll still hit you up. You just be like, damn, you just have to make decisions. You got to make decisions. I got a decision to make. Should I answer the phone, talk to Eagle, or what? That's all that is. Yeah. But this whole thing, man, the parallel, like I said, the parallel between Jack Johnson and Muhammad Ali is the things that they went through. And the three things that parallel the most is the white women, the religion for Ali, the white women for Jack Johnson, the hate of their skin for both of them, and the hate that they spoke out for both of them. And that's what I'm saying. That's how you get that one divide. But that divide is only for a small group of people, man. And that's why people that live in bigger places, like, or they live like in suburbia areas, what happens is they can't see it and they get so mad. Oh no, it's nothing. It ain't nothing racial. It is too. It's still racial stuff because that is part of what they have to do. They have to do that to keep everything in their balance, not life's balance, but in their balance. So they have to do that. But the bigger picture is the money. See, nobody thinks that we're supposed to be a deficit country, that we don't have money, but then again, you send out checks to a lot of people. Me and Gil still waiting on some checks, but you send checks out to a lot of people, and if you do the math on them checks for the amount of money they said they were spending, it don't add up. It don't add up. They got some change left over. They got a lot of change left over on them, on the disbursement of them checks. They got a lot of money left over, as far as them checks is concerned, as far as their quote on the money. So whoever their accountant was kind of messed up, because Eagle went back over and rechecked that book about them checks coming out. And then again, on top of that, everybody didn't get their checks, or everybody's not getting checks. So what does that say? So that's saying to me that you got even a little bit more change to put in a big pocket. But like I said, all this stuff deals with you'll cry. Yeah. All this stuff deals with a agenda. It has shit to do with a color. But you get people riled up, and you get the white folk and the brown folk and the red folk and yellow folk, you get them all out there, and what they say, oh yeah, all this color stuff, they feel sorry for you and all this. No. You don't, when you break it down to them, if you got somebody who's curious, when they start saying sorry, you just tell them, I appreciate your concern. I appreciate you saying, sorry for what they do to us, but that's not the whole story, ma'am or sir. That's not the whole story. That's the small story. The big story is the following of people, is to get you to follow. See, truth is easy and short, and a lot of people want to ignore truth. Lies take forever to tell, because you got to keep covering them up and adding more and more lies. Yeah. So this part of it is to be put out there, because I'm gonna tell you now. I got another part to the story. Now this goes into the racial part, and you guys might recognize these people. I'm gonna see if you know who it is. I'm not even gonna say the name, but you heard these people before. So there was a fight, and I don't know if you guys remember this fight. Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, because we talked about it. Okay, there was two fights. Okay, this one boxer actually was involved with both of these fights, two different fights. And I'm gonna tell you the most tragic one, the first, because the damn narrative and the story went on for a long time. And if you go back and check it out, your ears is gonna be like, what? But I'm not gonna tell you the individual. Yes, I have to. I'm not gonna tell you who the participants were, as far as the ones that was talking. But there was Riddick Bowe was fighting Andrew Galata, in which Andrew Galata was doing better than Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe just wasn't doing shit. And I think Riddick Bowe could have took his ass out in a few rounds. I'm like, Riddick, you're not even fighting. You're not doing the shit that you do, because he was much faster, stronger, taller. And so Andrew Galata kept hitting him low, right? And finally got to the point to where Andrew Galata they just disqualified him, right? And somebody came from outside the ring, and then everybody just mayhem broke out. And somebody just flew into Galata. They just started throwing punches. They had to hurry him get his ass up out of there. Crowd was throwing stuff at him, everything. They had to get him up out of there. But then everybody, it just turned into like a whole arena brawl. Police was getting hit, police left, and everybody it was a free fall. But the ones that was commentating, you had certain individuals that was commentating. This is what they said. They said, they was reminding people what happened. They said that everybody from Bowles Corner, they slipped and said it. That the hoodlums and all that, they were saying how scared they was and all that. I don't know word for word, but they were saying that the hoodlums came out of Bowles Corner. So in other words, you got thousands of people in the arena, but it all started because of Bowles Corner. They got all the Bowles camp. Everybody that Bowles knew in the audience was the ones that was out there fighting. Nobody else. Just that came from Bowles. And if you listen to the language, because I'm not going to get into the language, man, y'all might know who it is. And since y'all didn't respond, I'm going to tell you who it was. It was Larry Merchant's ass, for one of them. That was one of them. And y'all know who his buddy is. Yep. And his buddy is right there with him. That's right. Jim Lampley. Jim Lampley. It was them. They said some of the most racist shit without being racist, without being like blatantly like this, saying what they would call the certain letter words and stuff like that. Epithets. Without using epithets. They was being as racist as you can, man. Just go back and listen to what they say, man. Go back and check that out, man. I think you might be able to find it on YouTube. But go back, y'all check that out. I always give y'all something good to check out, man. Y'all go back and check that out. Y'all gonna be like, what? Just the language, and that parallels with the Max Barrett language. And the reason people say stuff like that, I'm gonna give you this. So this is the example. The reason this kind of stuff is brought to our attention is like if you find something. Say for instance, you found a treasure, and you found a treasure where wasn't supposed to be no treasure at. It's treasure, but this is old school. So let's go back to, let's say you got like a huge, like let's say a wagon or a wheelbarrow or something like that. So it's piled up and nothing but rocks in there. And somebody look at it like, man, you got nothing but a bunch of rocks there. And you tell them, nah, man, you probably need to go search somewhere else. You need to search somewhere else because ain't shit here. It's nothing. And see, what happened is you covered up all the treasure, though. So they don't see treasure. So you cover it up. And so they don't see the treasure. So guess what? They leave all the, you're right, man. Nothing over. It's just dry and brittle. There's nothing here. But you're keeping all that damn gold and treasure, right? But guess what you called it? You said the treasure wasn't nothing but garbage, right? You see how that works? And so the same thing, if I label you enough, certain people, if I label you a certain way, then people look at you like you're more or less garbage. But guess what? What they're doing is they're not telling people that you are the treasure. So all these people on this earth that they put underneath and they bury with all the epithets and all these other languages and words and despise and labels and bywords, all these people that they do that to are the treasure. And if you didn't listen to the first part, when I was talking about the gold and treasure, then you probably don't get the second part. And if you get mad, that's just on you. You can get mad. But you always, that's what you do. You cover up the treasure by pretending like it's not treasure. Because then people can see that it's treasure because they can see what that treasure does. And then they want to be just like the one that you just talked bad about. People like to be with them or like to be like them. They talk bad about natives. But as soon as they see natives, oh, look at the natives. Wait a minute. I thought we were savages. And yes, I do have a shirt that says savage and it has a native on it. But I'm allowed to do that. But if you're calling something one thing, but then on the same token, you're doing something else, then something's wrong. You're not speaking directly to me. You're speaking like that shit. You guys know what this is. It's coming out like this. It's coming out like this. It's not coming out the way it should. It's not coming out straight like this, coming straight at you, like straight at me, like punches or whatever. Anything just comes straight at you. See? And so that's another part of it right there. But check out that Riddick Bowe, man. I'm telling you, when you listen to that, I hope you can find like all the talk that they do. Just listen. Just listen very carefully. You know, and you got fighters that's getting paid. And I'm not going to mention his name on my channel. I'll show pictures of him getting beat up. But I'm not going to mention them. But you got fighters that are saying stuff like, you know, that the brown skin fighters are done. That they're past. Now, why are they saying that? Because the brown skin and the white skin or the light skin or something fighter will never, it's not going to end in any manner like they want it to end, because they need that to generate the money. You see what I mean? So if you don't have two opposites to generate the money, then there's no need even having the sport. It's no good. So both are good for boxing. If you're going to make one better than the other one for boxing, then that's all you're going to have is them. Then you lose part of your audience too. And that's for them. So they know what they're doing. But we don't even have to use that. All we got to do is, because a lot of times they use good guy back. And then when it comes to, if I can't use the color scheme, and then I have to use good guy, but a bad guy. One guy has to be bad, one has to be good. And that's how MTM made most of his money. By being the bad guy, the one that was hated. And see, because a lot of the fighters, he didn't fight everybody who was white. Matter of fact, his biggest fights, he only had one of his biggest fights was against a white guy. A so-called white guy. That was it. And that was Ricky Hatton. But the rest of them mostly, they were like brown skin. Max King, brown skin, whatever. Look at sir crying. Sir say show. He said show the pictures, but not going to say the name. I'm not going to tell you the name. We'll get to it. Every time I talk about something, it resurfaces, and y'all know this is going to resurface somehow, and then we going to talk about it. We're going to talk about his ass. But stop talking shit about people, especially when I got pictures of you. When I got pictures of you not looking too good, then shut your ass up. Sit your ass down. I got a lot of fraud. This is just a reminder, because a lot of times I don't put up that the coffin is still open. Yeah, but the coffin is still open. The coffin is still open. So I put that up there. So the coffin's still open. So just believe that. Stop acting like the coffin's not up. Because even if I don't put the coffin up there, if I don't put the coffin up there, believe me, it's still there. It's still open, because you still a fraud, and people still respecting your boxing skills too much. Yeah, I'll just put you up there just for a second. But plenty. AJ, look at AJ laying down there. Let me see something. Wow. I'm sick. I'm very sick to go through stuff like that. But everybody gets it. Everybody gets. I'm giving everybody a little airtime. But look here. When you bring your ass in here off the street, if you ain't never been to Eagles Way Up, even me, which I'm having a hard time doing right now, you bring your ass in. If you're in your car, you at home, sit your ass down. Smash that like button. Then you hit the live stream right after that. Yeah, but come on in and sit your ass down, because I forgot about that. I forgot to have you sit your ass down, right? Yeah, but come in and sit your ass down. Yeah. But we cover all of them. This little dwarf here it needs to fight somebody. I'm just saying. He needs to fight somebody, and we need to get this going. Because all these hidden out ass fighters. And we got to fight tomorrow, y'all. So Stephenson's fights tomorrow. So y'all get a chance, check that out. Get rid of Pink Dwarf. And this one that everybody called Canelo Ho, he need to get his ass out there and get some fighting done. He need to fight who he's supposed to fight. Oh, and here's another one for you guys. Since I'm not, let's see, I was gonna put up some more stuff, but here's another one for you right here. Here's another one for you right now. No, don't have your eyes peeping like you're gonna see something. No, Here's another one for you right here. Okay, so the face of boxing, right? So Manny Pacquiao, face of boxing. So this is my question to anybody who's joined the chat. So my question is, so Manny Pacquiao, okay? If he does have Triple G's, you know, if he wants to build legacy and, you know, he wants to be another title holder at a different weight class. It don't sound like he wants to be a title holder. Because he's talking about Triple G. Then I'm going to ask you this question. If he's talking about Triple G, is there a reason that he's not talking about Charlo? And we kind of went over that, and how this kind of bypassed that. That if you wanted to move up to another division, why don't you fight Charlo? And somebody tell me how that would go for Manny. If Manny fights Charlo, how's that going to go? And just in case, I told you, I'm not going to say no names. And just in case you guys didn't know what I was talking about, this is who I was talking about. When we talk about the brown skin fighters not being shit no more. This is the one that I'm talking about. I'm not going to say his name. I don't know if you can recognize who it is. But because brown fighters ain't shit no more, is that why you're taking that? Is that why you're taking that right there? Because they ain't no good no more? And where is that putting you? Okay. So I'm seeing down there that Sir Fame right away, he said no good for Manny. And then Gil say Pac don't want Charlo. Okay, well, Pac didn't say that. He act like he want anybody. Because he's a boxer, right? He's a fighter. He's not scared of Charlo, right? But why would you want to fight? I mean, you're saying Triple G. So if you want to move up, if you want to fight the best, then why don't you fight Charlo? Or sit your little ass down. Right? So for me, even though I put that discussion out there to see if you're trying to be a front, or you really want this? Are you trying to use it for an excuse? Because guess who's a better excuse? If you lose to Charlo, did I say if? I'm going to say if anyway. If you lose to Charlo, it's better. It will be a better look for you to lose to Charlo than to lose to Triple G. Because Triple G is not winning. He's not undefeated. Whereas Charlo is undefeated. But I'm going to tell you right now, if Manny fight Charlo, it's body bag time. I'm telling you. That's body. You think that he went to sleep when Marquez put him to sleep. No. He's not going to just do the cry. You think his wife screamed that day. Charlo is going to put his ass, like, if he fight Charlo, I wouldn't want to see it. I don't really want to see him fight Triple G, but to fight Charlo, but that's what you need to call for if you're running your mouthpiece like you are, man. But we never discussed that. But you already know me, that I'll come back. I'll just go back around. So I'll say one thing, and we'll come back around. Because we did all the parallels about all the situation that's happening out here in the world today. And the thing about it is all agenda stuff. It don't have shit. It's not no color thing. I see white people all the time, man. They don't be looking at me like, some of them do. Or some of them want to admire and touch. I'm like, don't touch me. Just stay the fuck away from me. Don't touch me. I don't like people that just want to grab and touch it. Oh, can I see this? They want to touch my medicine bag and stuff. I say, you won't do that. Don't come over, touch. Don't touch me. Talk to me like I'm a human being or human, whatever y'all want to call us. But don't just start grabbing and petting. I ain't nobody's pet and nothing like that. And I told one of my cousins, I said, they do that when I come around. I tell you, it don't matter what state I go to or wherever I'm at, people always want to touch and take pictures and do this and that. I said, no, I've been traditional for a while. I stay traditional. Same thing my medicine man here say. He said, one thing you don't catch Eagle. He said, Eagle is going to be traditional no matter where he go. He said he can go straight into the arena and start dancing just because of the way he dressed. He said he can go anywhere and be welcomed by the native people because he doesn't abandon his native regalia. He don't abandon it. It's like a daily thing, like with everybody else. You know, everybody wears their stuff. I wear my stuff, and I mix it up sometimes. Yeah, I'll be fly. I'll mix it up. Ain't no telling. I might have on some Versace's. I might have on some Versace pants, but I'll still put my native stuff over it. You never know. And no, I don't go buy that shit no more. I used to. None of that shit. I don't buy none of it. But you can get me the hookup. No, I'm just kidding. But Pac, no. That's right. Tell him Sir Flame getting on good. Hold on, Gil. Manny will fight anyone, but Charlo hit too hard. Well, Manny can take a punch, right? It's not that he just hit too hard. Will Manny, all that little shit that Manny's throwing, it's not going to really, that shit ain't going to hurt Charlo. Manny don't be throwing all that stepping. He's not going to be able to step into Charlo and knock Charlo off balance like he did Keith and them. He can't do it. He's going to jump in. He's going to get pieced up on his way in. Because I know his trainer just is smart. They gonna see the same thing that I seen with Pacquiao. That's why he's picking certain people anyway. Because you already understand that Pacquiao knows that I fight a certain way, I'm gonna get effed up. He's like, oh shit, they gonna piece my ass up. So if they gonna piece me up, then I wanna fight somebody who's probably more than likely not gonna piece me up. That they're not really good, on back foot. They're not great in the pocket. They're not really great in the pocket, and they're not really good on the back foot. And when they come forward, it's methodical. Those are Pacquiao's criteria in order to beat you. Now you can have 2 of those or 3 of those or whatever, he's gonna beat you. If he's allowed to jump in and jump on you, he's gonna get you. But if he's not the type to jump in. So even if people say they don't want to match up stuff from the past, okay, if you match up, you have to do the comparison. So if you matched up Pacquiao with somebody like a Tommy Hearns, Pacquiao would go to sleep probably like in 1 round. Because Tommy wants you to come jumping your stupid ass up in there. Because he's already loaded up. He waiting. As soon as you come in, he already, with all that reach, you're not going to get close enough. As soon as Pacquiao jumped, it would be a knockout. As soon as he jumped. As soon as he do that, boom, 1, 2, 1, 2. He probably wouldn't get the second one on. When he go 1, 2, right before he get that second 2 steps, he'd be already flat. Because even Durant had that rickety style like that, but too short and just you can't. If you're gonna do that, you still gotta come forward. You can't do that and come forward because hers is like tight. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, and he see it because he a long distance away. He's like it's like you going up to. You going up to somebody's house. They got a pathway to get up there. You got to walk up a slope. They see you the whole time. They watching every step you take. So before you knock on the door, they know open the door right when you're about to knock, because they saw your pattern. That's one advantage that a person that's taller and long arms got, is they can see more of what you do. On your way in, they watching you come in. Oh, here he come. One more. Wait for it. Bam. See? Yes, sir. I'm saying the only way that Pac would win is on points, hitting and getting the fuck out the way. Yeah, but I only see him getting out the way though. Y'all understand that Charlo will trap your ass. And Charlo does work on traps during the whole fight. He's just waiting. He's waiting for his opportunity to trap your ass. And see, this is where people make the mistake with the Charlos too, though. Is when they have to trade, they do trade with them. Or instead of just like me get a punch off and step off to the side, let me get the fuck out of here. But what people do is they want to trade with the Charlos too much. You can't stand in the pocket and trade with them 2 guys, man. They got granite chins and they got mule kick punches, man. That's especially the bigger one. It's just it ain't gonna work out for you, man. He gonna have that big smile right after he put your ass to sleep. He gonna be smiling. Yeah. Once he put your ass out. But I'm just saying this, sir. He can't do it, man. Yeah. Now you putting Pac and Bud need to happen. What about Keith and Bud? Keith and Bud need to happen. Any of them need to happen. And see, Manny needs to, because I'm like I said, I got a little bit on the belief side that I'm kind of believing that he's doing it for a genuine look, or he might be doing that shit for a genuine run or a genuine duck. But we need those guys to get. We need those guys to fight. All of them. We need the heavyweights to fight. We need the picture. It's not like we got to look at the picture or look at this. Got to look at the picture and do this. No. See, this is like, this was supposed to be like, when I started this channel, I wanted it to be like, I haven't seen all this COVID, all this other bullshit. I was gonna do is like try to give like boxing instructions and stuff like that for people, who's just learning boxing. This is supposed to be like more of a chat for people who's just getting into boxing. But now we had to make it to where it's like almost like advanced boxing. Without all that, trying to pull this information up and, comparing this and that. And I don't care about no facts that anybody can look at. Because a lot of people go by facts. I don't knock anybody, Chad, or anybody who goes by box rec or none of that shit. I don't care. You can go by box rec. We're going by what we see. And we're just going by on adult chat because we're going to talk about it and see how it goes down. Now, Pacquiao may go in there and knock Charlo out. But how many people believe that? Would you put your money on that? Would you put your house on something like that? But would you put your money on that it's not going to go the distance? Yes, I would, definitely. Even if it wasn't a knock, I'm like, it's going to be a TKO. It's going to be some kind of a knockout. It's going to be a stoppage. I'm just letting you know that you guys, you can put so much on him. He's great. You can put so much on him, but don't put too much on him. Don't put that much on him, because if you put too much on these people, it's going to become a disappointment. And we got to see what everybody do now. We got to see what Wilder does. Yeah, because I was going to do the two comparison, but I wanted to parallel and bring up to speed this whole agenda thing. Because like I said before, the great hype of white is not colored. It's conditioned. It's to condition. It's to condition you, and it's to get a group. It's to break up, and it's to have groups going. But the main group is that money group. The money group is the one that gets this getting the benefits out of it. It's like, they killing themselves over something they could be making money off of. That's the tragic thing about it, is you killing each other over something that other people are making money off of. And no telling, I'm telling you how devious it is. They may even be banking on you doing that, like on you fighting and stuff, that they're making money off you fighting and killing each other. They got side wagers on that. If you ever watched this movie called Trading Places. That the powers of the money is, and that's, matter of fact, I don't even know how I came up with that, but that's actually a good movie to show you that is a status. If you watch Trading Places I can say I'm not plugging the movie, because I'm just saying, if you've seen it, it's an old movie. Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, Trading Places. Look at that, and then you start seeing a picture. Because it's taken, and because even then, what they did, and the ones that of affluence, what they did is they berated and talked so bad about the guy, but they said we could flip him and make him successful over this idiot that has all this education. And that's exactly what they did. And that shows you it has shit to do with color. It's agenda. It's status. It's who do you want here and there, and who do you want to fight about being here and there. Because most people I deal with a lot of European so-called whites. I deal with them, and they get along with me just like so well, man. And they love everybody likes diversity, and people like, you'll get mad, like, look, because we'll label a white boy, and I'm using that, and I'm not, this has nothing to do with racism. But what this is we'll label a white boy and say he bad. Like, look at his ass play that drum. White boy playing that drum. And we're saying that out of respect. We're not saying that. See, a lot of people take shit as disrespect. We're saying that out of respect. That we got a badass white boy on our team. Badass white boy can play drums, can do this, do that, whatever. Or not even badass, he might be a Hawaiian. Say, go and play that drum, you little pineapple. You know, I got a friend, I call him Pineapple. He's from Hawaii. He just laughed, you know what I mean? But if somebody heard that, man, that's derogatory, that's this and that. Ma'am, you don't even know that pineapple don't even come from Hawaii. It come from South America, dummy. You didn't even know that, huh? They used to grow wild. The pineapple that they have now is nothing like that, the regular pineapple. And every once in a while I get into the, you know, the geology and stuff like that, the agriculture of things. I talk to y'all about that. That some of the stuff we eat is not even meant to be ate. You see? But we eat it anyway. But some of the stuff we eat is not even meant to be eaten. A lot of stuff we eat was actually made for hogs. Matter of fact, corn they used to be used as a feed, and they still use it as a feed. One of the lowest things you can eat as far as protein wise. But a lot of times they'll have certain animals that they feed that corn, and they'll label them corn fed. Now you get nutrition out of something that's corn fed. When corn itself doesn't even, for you, it has no nutrition. If somebody can eat it, what kind of an organism or animal can actually eat and digest corn and get some kind of value out of it when you can't? You eat it. You can eat it all day, but your stomach ain't doing nothing with it. Your stomach said, no, get rid of that shit. Just passing that shit right back too. Is it Gil Cole starting some shit? He said Mel Charlo versus Luis Ortiz. Sir Flame crying down there. Yeah. But it's our group effort though, man. It's just that when you see somebody who's ignorant, it's up to you to educate they stupid ass. You see what I mean? You gotta tell them it's not that. Because I gotta tell people at work all the time when certain stuff come up, they think is one way. I said that's not the issue. I said, you guys are missing the point. I said, the reason they're making this point, is they're making points to get your attention, and your dumb ass is going for it. Just look at the other part of it. And most of the stuff is some kind of status or money. Most of the shit they got us trying to believe is got to do with status or it got to do with money. You see? Even in that fight, like a Charlo, I'm gonna tell you, a Charlo fight with Manny that'll draw big money. That's gonna draw more money than Triple G. People don't care about Triple G no more. Believe me, they don't care about Triple G as much. They care about Charlo. He got followers in there, and the whole thing is that in so many years from now, even starting now, that what's going to take over is fanboys and fangirls. You guys are going to still be there, but you guys are going to have to put them in check. So learn to check the fanboys and fangirls. Make sure you guys check them because they're going to be the new ones on the status quo. They're going to be the new ones. And I'm talking about all the Twitters, all the Instagrams, all those people that's on that following list. They're going to be the ones. And y'all going to have to destroy them. And when I say destroy them, don't go out there beating them up, but y'all gonna have to get rid of them. Y'all gonna have to check, but y'all gonna have to put them in check. Now, that ain't even how to go in boxing. Y'all gonna have to put it, hey, you guys are the new check movers. You guys are the ones that are gonna put them in check when they start to talk about these fights. But we're gonna see. Y'all bring up these fights. Because I watched the Mikey beat down again. And I listened to the interview this time. And Mikey was all confused after the fight. Didn't know where to go, up or down. You still talking shit. Oh, Earl powerful, but this and that. He said he powerful too. I called Earl a few times, but I just couldn't. None of the shit I was doing. More or less, he couldn't make the adjustments. That's more or less what he's saying. I can't get my shit off. No, you got your ass whooped. I just had to watch it again. But to be honest, the 11th round was enough for a towel. Or probably some rounds before that, but 11th round was definitely. When somebody hit your ass with damn near 200 punches in a round, that I don't give a shit. What if you're not, and you can't hit them back? That's a towel. I don't care how much my brother. If my brother wouldn't even, he had to whoop my ass if he could. But that'd be a towel for me. I'm like, brother, the towel's coming in, baby. You're done. I can still get him now. F that. Wait until you get him on the street. But in this fight, I'm watching you get your ass whooped. No, towel. It should have been a towel up in there. Because his face was all broken up and swollen and shit. He was beat up. You watch that shit when you see close up. He was beat the hell up. He was up. Mikey was all lumped up. That's why them decisions was beat out of him so bad. But I watched that, and he was talking about moving back to 140 up to 147. But we know what he looks like now. So that ass whooping counted. That was ass whooping. And then guess what? So if I watched that one, I had to go back and watch the Kell Brook. Kell Brook was talking shit after the fight. But your ass went down. Well, it had kind of a similar problem like I had with the Triple G fight and that. No. Because you was throwing punches and apologizing at the same time. If people didn't see that, when you hit Earl, you was apologizing and ducking and closing your eyes after you threw a punch. But when I broke your ass down, that's what happened. So when that happened, I wouldn't seen that again too. And Earl was mauling his ass. And he tried to come back in the 10th and stuff. Earl kind of, spent himself a little bit. He came back, but Earl said he loved it. Earl just gets stronger. Earl don't care. Earl just waiting to break your will. And Kell just said F that and went down on one knee. He ain't tried to beat the count. He didn't. All he was talking about is the promotion after the fight. Oh yeah, we bought revenue to win to the stadium. Huh? You talking about some revenue? So if I'm telling y'all, it's money. Because if a fighter's talking about the money that they bought in, then that's what it is. If you got your ass whooping, you talking about you bought money to the area. That's not what you should be talking about. You should be talking about, I'd like to get him again. I think he got the upper hand on this one, but I think I can get him. We'll come back. It's good. It's a great fight though. But you talking about the money. Oh my goodness, get your ass out of here, Kell. And that's why we ain't hear about you fighting nobody. Sir Flav. Yeah, Luis Ortiz is the modern day John Ruiz. Yeah. But they just hate. They hate too, Gil. But for me, Luis Ortiz, he is what they call him. He is the damn boogeyman. Sir Flame said corn does nothing, but I eat it and I see it later. He said, I'm eating this corn. I'll see you later. I'll see you later, corn. Yeah, Sir Flame. Quick. Yeah. That's right, Sir Flame. Check him at the door. Check him. So as soon as y'all hear from him, put that check out. Hey, you guys, I'm telling you, man, if you haven't heard it from nobody else, Eagles Web is giving y'all that stamp, man. I'm always ahead of shit, and we're always ahead of it. So I'm giving y'all that stamp right now. So the stamp right now is y'all the new checkers. If somebody asks you, tell them to come see me. Sir Flem, you tell them, well, you got to go see Eagles Web about that. Eagles Web gave us the stamp. He said, we the new stampers. What your stamp got on it? A check. It got a check on it. Shoot. Check your ass. I don't care. If we got to put all kinds of stamps, we might have to stamp your whole body. Because we got to check every piece. We ain't just checking your mouth. We got to check your actions too. So y'all got to check them, man. So y'all the new checkers, man. So they are actually like, they're going to be like a group of, they're relatives to trolls, 100%. That they going to be relatives, or they real relative to trolls. So believe that. So I don't know if you can have fence riding trolls or just regular trolls. We know a champion troll. We know that's a tramp. So now they might not start off as champ or tramps, but they gonna be down. They gonna be down there, and it don't matter what level of troll you at. It don't matter what level of troll. If you're a troll, you're a troll. It don't matter your level. That's not. That's everybody don't need it. So we can say stuff like, oh, okay, I see you. Okay, you kind of trolling. A lot of times, and that's what when somebody's just a troll, like a little, they not like a major troll, is a lot of times we just say that they trolling. Oh, you trolling. You trolling. Because you can troll and not be a troll. Sometimes, because my web watchers come in here trolling sometimes. Because they like to mess with me. But they just trolling. There's a difference between somebody trolling and being a tramp. A tramp is like the king. A tramp is like the king of the trolls. And then you got trolls on top of that. And then you got the rolling troll train right here. That's what they look like. They're oblivious to everything. They don't even hear you. They just blink every once in a while. And that's it. And the reason I got these on there, because those are from back, I don't know how long ago, but those way back in the day. And those are called trolls. I guess all y'all got that by now. That's why I got the troll train. To put those two together. And that's it. But let me finish reading up what y'all got. Yeah, quick grow. Quick grow. He said quick grow. Yeah, but it's quick draw. Yeah, quick grow McGill. Yeah, quick grow McGill already practicing. Yeah, but y'all, yeah, we got to practice, man. Yeah, but Gil so quick it don't make no sense though. But like I said, Gil like them. Gil like they shit thick. He wants you to have an elephant-sized neck when you come in here. Because he used to chop that thick. He like, I'm going to chop that shit off. Gil used to chop them quick. Whereas you know how Eagle do them. Eagle like to thin it out. I want your head and everything. I want everything just to drop off where I ain't got to do shit. I can just use a butter knife. Or your shit's through. Your shit's just rolling down the hill. Yeah. Yeah. You said if Earl lose to Danny, he said, best believe I'm using the triangle theory. He said 100. Yeah. Earl not losing to Danny. Y'all know better than that. And plus, it's a match made in heaven for Earl. Left-handed. A body puncher. Punching somebody that don't have a body. Somebody who's kind of soft in the body. Danny has never tasted those kind of body punches like Earl gonna put on him. He's relying on left hooking. I'm going to get that left hook off. Earl can take a punch. And if you got one left hook off, guess what? If Earl doesn't go completely to sleep, you got one left hook off. How many more left hooks are you going to be able to land for that fight? You ain't going to land no more. You ain't going to be able to digest his ass with me, Danny. You like corn. Start calling your ass corn. Yep. You go in one way, you come out the same way. You come out shit. Can't nobody digest your bullshit. You're lying. You gonna, like I said, you gonna digest his ass whooping. You going in like corn, you coming out like shitty corn. So that's it. Get that ass whooped. But the trolls, you know, everybody know trolls. They gonna be able to know trolls, and y'all the new stampers. So y'all see this? You guys are the new stampers of these new people that's coming up, because y'all got a whole new train of them. And we know that the troll train stand for a whole lot of different things, man. And we still got these deceptions out here. Stop living these deceptive lives out here, man. So, because we got this deception with all this other stuff too, man. This in our life, man. But y'all got to check people, man. Just take good information and use it, man. And check people when they try to come up and use this stuff, man. Oh, man, Black Lives and this. Don't fall for that shit, man. Don't fall for it. It's a bigger picture than that. It's a bigger picture than that, because a lot of times you might be, like I said, you might be deceived, man. It's not like you're not living somewhere that's ever deceived anybody. Are you living somewhere where things have never been deceptive? Yeah. Okay, we got somebody up in here. He has a label too, y'all. I don't know if y'all know him. But y'all check him out though, man. We got SA in here, Sporting Advantage, coming up in Eagles Web. He said first time stopping by. He got the glove up good. He said I agree with the troll topic. He said they usually have hidden motives behind the actions. Yeah, it's just like anything else. It's never what they project right in front of you. It's always gonna be something else. But you miss that because you're looking at this is what they, no. You're going to miss it. You're going to miss the real deception of what they're really trying to do. It's just like we had that, like 89 came in. The 89 came in earlier today, and 89 was telling me about the ones that leave certain stuff on my page. It sounds good. It sounds respectful. But when they say like, oh, this is real nice, this is that and that, when you're using a couple of words, they're not offensive, they're really like good words, and that's all you said, and I've never seen you, and we don't talk, then I have to, see, I could take it two, there's always two ways to take stuff. There's more ways, but usually you take the extreme one way or the extreme another way. I could take it as, hey, look, you're being genuine, or I can look at it the other way, no, you're not being genuine. That you're on some bullshit. And then I have to watch out. But then again, you're always supposed to watch out. You see? You're always supposed to watch out. And everybody know that. Yeah, I put that, get the chicken out the blood, because I was going to wrap it, because we getting down there. But it make a lot of sense, man. But But back to it before I'm gonna put the screen back up. But back to it is we have to get these fighters back in there without this dual fighting. I don't want to see one fighter that's already in top 5 or something like that. I don't want to see him, and I don't want to hear his mouth saying that he needs 2 fights before he gets back to that championship type action. I don't want to hear it, especially if you're a champ. If you're a champ, just get your ass back up in there and fight. Because guess what? All of you are off. All of you are going to be rusty. It's going to make for a better fight. It's going to make for a better fight. I don't want you fine-tuned. I don't want you fine-tuned. You on one side, and the other one's not fine-tuned. I don't want that. I want everybody to be in the same kind of tune. I want you to get up to the level that you can get up to at this point in time. That's what I want you to do. So get up to the level that you can get up to right now, and let's fight. It's time for the action, and we about to start that action tomorrow, man. Yeah, about to get this action going again, getting back to the fights, and after a while we'll be off this row. But right now we're on this row. But once we get off of that, we're gonna be good. Once we get off the row, but hey, it is what it is. Row's here, and it's gonna be here and for probably forever. But we're not gonna have to deal with it like we have to deal with it today. So we'll deal with it a different way. And y'all just get ready, because once we start talking about this again, and once we get back out here and get back to this action, guess what? Don't forget that we've been out of action for a while. Just remember to ask for it, because the crow will be served here. And it will be served in a manner that's unbecoming of a person. If you're a first-time crower, then you know what it is. Right below my motto, that's your plate right there. If you never had crow. If you had crow a bunch, which I probably have, because I'm rolling with Gil right now. Oh damn, why am I rolling with Gil? Gil gonna get us both knocked out. But I'm gonna roll with Gil, and these fights coming up, I roll with Gil. So y'all give me who y'all got. Who y'all got tomorrow as far as the fight wise? Or is it still on? But Stevenson. So Stevenson or whatever. So we got these fights coming up. And so when we get to the major fights again, these championship fights, I'm gonna roll with Gil, and then I'll probably roll with either Don Dada or Sir Flame. Because, I can't really choose, so I'll go with y'all. So hopefully y'all make a good choice. Hopefully I'll break it down. Hopefully I'll break stuff down good enough when I do my breakdowns that you guys will choose the right person this time. And I'm going to roll with y'all, man, on that. But y'all get ready for it, man, because them plates of crow will be served. And if you think you're a winner, you ain't never lost, you will be losing this year. And you will be invited here to eat your crow. And we will be talking bad about the fighter, and we will be talking bad about you. We'll be talking bad about your pick because you don't know how to pick them, evidently. If you eat crow too much, you just ain't good at picking. You probably just ain't good at picking winners, and your ass probably a loser. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all know what it is, though, man. Y'all know Eagles Web, man. I come in and I say stuff. I ain't no good, man. The bad guy, Eagles Web. No, I'm just kidding, man. But anyway, man, get that chicken out your damn blood, man. Get that chicken out your blood and fight, man. We're going to get back to these fights, man. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here, man. The nerve is really acting up. But Eagles going to feel stronger. We're going to get better, man. I'm going to be running too. I'm going to be running like my chicken, but not running and ducking like he is. I'm just going to be running because I can run again. I got my wheels back. And that's all I'm going to be saying. But anyway, man, my shout out to all the real people that I see. And my shout out to all y'all that mess with me. Nothing but blessings, y'all.